Coming up on the show today.
Stabbings in a Nottingham nightclub leave 4 people injured.
Do the local election results show signs of the Brexit effect?
And could the plans for a new high-speed rail line actually lengthen your commute?
All this and more coming up.
Good afternoon. This is CBJ News with Alexander Stalmaszewski
and Emily Booth with the top local stories.
The Crime Commissioner Paddy Tipping says knife crime in Nottingham has peaked after 5 incidents took place in 4 days. 4 people were stabbed outside Prison nightclub on Monday morning. Yet this week, a study by GiveGap found Nottingham to be the friendliest city in the UK. CBJ's Henry Tomlinson went to find out just what kind of city people think Nottingham is.
Nottingham, previously known as the gun capital of Britain, has recently been voted as the friendliest city in the UK. The city and its people have made great strides to shake off its reputation from the past and inject some friendliness into the city.
For the last 3 years, I've been working and staying in London, and as soon as I come back to Nottingham, I'm just welcomed with smiles, conversation and warmth for the city.
I think Nottingham is a friendly city. I think any city can be friendly. However, I do find that when I'm in Nottingham, the people are a lot friendlier, more sociable.
Yes, I do, but I'm quite biased as I come from Yorkshire, and I've been told by numerous people over the years that Yorkshire is the friendliest place on earth, and I'm happy with that. But yes, I love Nottingham and everything that goes with it.
I'd say Nottingham is a friendly city. I've got friends in Nottingham, family in Nottingham, and everyone seems to help you out and you get on with everyone.
So in the daytime, Nottingham comes across as a delightful and welcoming city. However, the city's vibrant nightlife has been disruptive to local order. When alcohol gets involved, people start to become a little less friendly towards each other.
I've grown up in Nottingham and it's never been as bad as what I'm hearing about now. So walking through town, I still feel safe because I still see it as the Nottingham that I grew up in. Whereas someone growing up even younger, they're growing up with all these stories thinking Nottingham's going to be horrible. But it's not, it's just, I think it's like who you know and where you go. But I think it's the events that are doing it. So like over Christmas and over St. Patrick's Day, people go so over the top that they don't realise that they're actually going too far. And that's when obviously all the fights happen.
With Nottingham being voted the UK's most friendly city, people might be surprised to hear about the recent violence over the bank holiday weekend. There were 5 incidents involving knives over the 4 days, the most recent of which was outside this nightclub prison, where 1 person is being held with grievous bodily harm charges and 6 others remain in custody. So maybe Nottingham's friendly persona only lasts during the day, and as soon as the sun sets, it becomes a little less friendly. I've been Henry Tomlinson at CBJ News.
After losing seats across Nottingham in the local elections, both the Labour and Conservative parties are preparing to avoid similar losses in the upcoming European elections. But with Brexit frustrations at an all-time high, Olivia Marshall asks if we are in for another election shock.
What we achieved in the election because we went out and did it. That's what we're achieving through our community organising. That's what we're achieving as a party in relating to people. And I'm very proud of that.
Jeremy Corbyn targeted Broxtowe as the Labour Party launched their local election campaign. But in spite of the Labour leader's visit, the party was unable to make significant gains. After the Tories lost 5 seats, the council has now fallen to no overall control. As the 2 major parties now begin preparations for the European elections, campaigners are concerned Brexit frustrations will continue to damage voter support.
I am all for leaving because that is what people have voted, even though I am an avid Remainer. But it is just a racist divide now. People aren't voting or going for what they think they are. It is just to be racist to minorities.
Elsewhere in Nottingham, the major parties also lost ground. Here in Ashfield, voters voted overwhelmingly to leave the EU. Frustration over the government's handling of Brexit may well have contributed to the move away from Labour and the Tories in the local elections. Of the council's 35 seats, the Ashfield Independents now hold 30, 26 more than they did previously. Not bad for a party that didn't even exist in the last election. The Conservative Party lost 1 seat, holding on to 3. The Labour Party suffered the most losses. They lost 20 of their seats, leaving them with just 2. The Liberal Democrats lost all of their 5 councillors, meaning they now have no representation on the council. Voters on the street believe Brexit and broken promises will continue to punish the major parties as they prepare to head back to the polls.
I think people have lost faith in the core parties. But whereas once they would deliver on their promises, they're just not doing so anymore.
Because they're looking after their own backs.
Because of Brexit, how long it's been delayed, that they've brought the country into so much debt, and now they're bringing it into more debt by doing Brexit, which seems like they can't do.
So as voters return to the polls for the European elections on the 23rd of May, and with Change UK and the Brexit Party threatening to cause further upset to the Tories and to Labour, it looks like politics in Nottingham may continue to change. Olivia Marshall, CBJ News.
New plans for a high-speed railway line could see 800 houses built near Towton. The land around the planned HS2 hub is being sold to investors as a way of bringing in more business to the area. Commuters from both Derby and Nottingham still have concerns about adding an extra 30 miles to their daily journey. David Astle reports.
Towton could soon be thriving with activity. It is already known that HS2 will thunder through here from 2033, but planning is now taking place for the surrounding areas.
The plan is to build 4 high-speed platforms going through Towton sidings. The decision to build it has raised some questions, with the site being between Nottingham and Derby, and other sites such as Long Eaton not being selected. That means some people are going to have to travel up to 30 miles in the morning. The other big development is that area over there, where they're going to build around 800 more offices and houses, and that is another big part of this project.
New buildings could include various shops, an education space, a day nursery, pubs and restaurants, and a residential care facility. The land being earmarked for businesses is expected to attract both national and international interest. JLL, tasked with selling the land, say it could provide businesses with perfect trade links to Birmingham and London.
Nottingham and Derby and Leicester as well are doing very well at the moment currently in terms of attracting new investment, and this can certainly only help. What it would do is bring in a new transient workforce, so more skills and more people coming in to work in the area, so the investment will follow that too.
Other things being considered are transport links to Nottingham itself. Nottingham City Council have said they want to extend the tram line from Towton Lane Park and Ride towards the planned HS2 hub. They may also extend it to Long Eaton, East Midlands Airport and Derby as well. Towton Sidings currently houses freight trains, but new housing could help to change people's minds about HS2, which has been a controversial scheme.
I think it'll be a gradual impact on the local economy. I mean, it's going to bring so much to the local economy that I think as soon as people start to get personally impacted, then hopefully they'll see the benefit of it.
Completion of the houses will come before HS2 rolls in. When both are finished, this could be a major industrial area. David Astle, CBJ News.
Protesters have gathered in Wilford following Rushcliffe Borough Council's proposals to introduce cycle barriers onto a public path. The plans are designed to prevent illegal motorcyclists from using the track, but the barriers will be an obstacle for cyclists and wheelchair users in their daily travels. CBJ News' Tom Myard has more.
Discriminatory, impractical and crazy are just a number of remarks protesters have made about the council's plans to create cycle barriers on a footpath in Wilford. The proposed barriers will be bigger and will add more strain than those currently in place. Recumbent riders and cyclists with trailers use the pathway, and the 3 planned barriers at Wilford Lane, Compton Acres and Ruddington Lane will prevent access for them, as well as not solving the issue of illegal motorcyclists using the track.
Sustrans are taking out these barriers and have done a big review all around the country to find out where they are so they can remove them. The Highways England standard says, do not do this. Remove these barriers.
Some cyclists on recumbent bikes already struggle with a number of barriers in Nottingham.
Not even close, is it?
And more will only make their lives harder, both physically and mentally.
It's having a negative impact on my health when these cycle routes, they should be having a positive impact.
It's frustrating me and it makes me anxious, and it also does to other road users.
Riders like Michael require their specialist cycles to get around. To have his access denied, he and others feel discriminated against.
And if there was a sign there saying no black people, no women, no gay people. There'll be things all over public media having an outcry, but somehow being discriminatory towards disabled people, is that acceptable? I don't think it is, and it's why I'm quite passionate about that. If barriers need to be put in place, they need to be put in place with a bit of thought and a bit of common sense.
Maybe it is time to reconsider the proposals. The barriers are set to be implemented within the coming weeks. Tom Myatt, CBJ News.
And now in entertainment news. We've all seen the post, It's a Boy. But what do the bookies reckon the latest royal edition will be called? The predictions are varied from the modern royal couple, from Alexander to Milo. Spencer, after Harry's mother, is also a popular choice.
One name we know the baby won't be called is H. Whilst the royals celebrate a new beginning, more than 9 million viewers tuned into the final 10th episode of Line of Duty on Sunday. Nottingham-born Vicky McClure received particular praise for her role as DC Kate Fleming. The actress will also appear in the second part of a Nottingham film documentary following the journey of dementia sufferers in Our Dementia Choir.
On to another touching story. A Nottingham family has set up a football match to support a charity which grants wishes to sick children. Around 1,000 people attended the game between the Nottingham's bus drivers and the Hastings Magpies. Max Zype has more.
This is the moment the Hastings family has been working on for the past 6 months. Captain and bus driver Peter Hastings Sr. invited his colleagues to play against his charity team in the home of his favourite football club, Notts County.
Immensely proud, immensely proud. You would never know. I just got goosebumps just putting the armband on. I was like, I'm so fired up, so buzzing for it.
Seeing the crowd coming in now and seeing people fill the seats, and I'm so excited, really excited.
Peter Hastings Jr. has organised the event with his father and his girlfriend Tara from scratch, financially supported by NCT, which pay for the stadium. The whole idea of the Hastings Magpies was created after a family tragedy.
The team was formed after my son, Ben Hastings, passed away at the age of 31 with cancer. We decided to do a charity match in his honour, and I know with what we're doing today, there's some unlucky children that's going to benefit tremendously.
The charity benefiting is when you wish upon a star. In almost 30 years, they granted more than 17,500 wishes to children with life-threatening diseases. This charity match not only raises money for the annual Lapland trip, where sick children from Nottingham can meet Santa. For regional fundraiser Maggie Falconer, the game itself is a dream come true for the kids.
Football is a community thing, and we work with a lot of our communities. And children love football, and our charity is all about children granting wishes.
One of the young people with a very special day is Owen. The 19-year-old has been involved with the charity for a couple of years now, but this football match stands out.
For me, it's literally, oh my God, and you just don't expect what's going to happen. And I'm so excited to see how the football is going to be.
Owen and the other visitors get to see a spectacular game, a clear 6-0 win for the Magpies. And while Peter Hastings Sr. is dancing the pressure off his shoulders, his son is lacking words to describe the event.
Wow. I couldn't sum it up. I couldn't quite sum it up with one word. It would be 1,000 words. I still can't embrace it. We're doing it for charity, and the trophy's here, and we've won the Robin Hood Trophy. So yeah, it's been brilliant.
The Robin Hood Trophy is just a small token to show what the Hastings family really achieved on that day. They made a difference to the whole community. Max Zype for CBJ News.
What a lovely story. Our reporter Hong Win has the rest of the sport.
Good afternoon. Nottingham Forest signed off for the summer with a 1-0 victory over Bolton Wanderers, making it 3 straight victories to the end season.
Joe Lawley's final goal was enough for the Reds to finish 9th in the championship, which is not where they wanted to be, but at least they can hope for a better next season. And it's always their fans that they are playing for.
I love to play in front of supporters that want something from the players. I love when I miss a pass and someone shouts at me from the stands. I love to hear that. They get me going. And that's also when you win, you get a lot of appreciation, and you want to thank everyone for that appreciation. And since I came here, I got a lot of love And I just want to say thank you, and I hope next season we can do even better.
Despite the win, Forest fans were unimpressed with the performance when it came to entertainment value. Uninspiring end to season. Miss my Sunday dinner to watch that drought. Never been so bored in my life. We need a massive improvement for next season. But in the end, it's the best finish in the championship for 7 years so far.
Notts County has been relegated from the Football League for the first time. They lost 3-1 to Sweden after having won only 9 matches all season. The Magpies will now enter the National League next season for the first time, marking the saddest and darkest chapter in their 157-year history.
Sorry sorry I haven't been able to turn it around. But I think it's key to know they're amazing. And that football club is still standing there. All right, hasn't got a title, and it's going into a league that they didn't want to be in. But if they carry on and out of adversity form even stronger, they're going to have success. I've no doubt, and they're going to have some good times, and they deserve it.
On a more positive note in cricket, Nottinghamshire beat Northamptonshire by 1 wicket to secure a home Royal London One-Day Cup semi-final. The win was Notts' 6th in the 8 group games and ensured they finished top of North Group, thereby ensuring direct passage to the last 4. The next game at Trent Bridge will see England take on Pakistan in the start of the Cricket World Cup. Have you got any plans for this evening after a long bank holiday weekend? If not, there's a run around Clifton campus under the sunset sounds. If refreshing enough, it will start at 6:30 today around Clifton campus and the surrounding areas to raise money for John Van Gee's Cancer Research Center. There will be some food and entertainment after the run, so hope to see you there. That's all the local sport for today. See you tomorrow.
And now to Gabriel Morris for the local weather.
So the weather today is cool and cloudy with heavy showers expected later. Rain is set to persist into the night with lows of 7 degrees. But the rest of the week will be much like this, a nice mixture of sunny spells and heavy showers, but there are potential for thunderstorms later this week too. And the colder temperatures we're experiencing at the beginning of this month are set to remain with us for the next week or so as well. And that is your weather.
So summer isn't quite in our sights.
Very soon, hopefully.
That's everything for now.
Thanks for watching and have a fantastic evening.